Welcome, everybody. Before we get started, just want to make a couple of announcements. First, thank you all for coming. This is our inaugural commencement in the auditorium, so we're working out the glitches. Want to just kind of remind everybody, because we are still in the midst of our global pandemic, we are trying to keep everybody safe. So again, everyone is socially distanced, pretty much by family for guests, and you can see faculty and students are spaced out. We ask that everybody stay in your seats. You can take pictures from your seats. We ask that you not get up during the ceremony to try to take pictures. There will be photo opportunities outside afterwards, and the weather decided to cooperate for us. We also ask that you keep your masks on through the whole ceremony. And then if you need to take it off for a reason, you need to step outside to do that. If you need to step outside and use the restroom, we do have a men's room right outside to the left and a ladies' room out to the right. I think that's it. And so for now, I'd like everyone to stand, please, as I introduce Pastor Sarah Semler-Smith to start us off this evening with an invocation.
We begin this commencement in the name of God, God who knows us by name, loves us fiercely, holds us mercifully, and lavishes upon us love, grace, and mercy. Let us pray. God of joy and hope, we thank you for this time of commencement. We give you thanks for empowering us in work and in our play. We thank you for instilling in us a hunger for learning. We thank you for providing us with educators that lured us into deeper thinking. We thank you for staff who have walked alongside us, supporting our needs. For the labor accomplished, the anxiety managed, hope percolated, and volume of learning stirred, we give you thanks. Gracious God, may this celebration be a reflection of the blessings that we find in being known and loved by you. For this is the day that you have made. We are glad and rejoice in it. Amen.
You may be seated. My name is Philip Johnson, and I serve here as Finlandia's president. And welcome to Finlandia's new home for its College of Health Sciences. Work remains. Stay tuned. This fall we will have a more public opening for this wonderful historic building. And it's my delight to welcome you to Finlandia University's 2021 commencement ceremony, celebrating the achievements of you good folk. A really incredible, extraordinary, truly historic graduating class. Fortunately, we are also able to welcome those who are streaming live this particular event. So we want to welcome those family and graduates and friends who are with us via stream, welcome. And to you, family and friends who are here in the auditorium, welcome. Welcome and thank you. So for you who are family, thank you for all that you have done, for the sacrifices that you have made, for lavishingly loving your student to the finish line, to this very special day. Thank you. I thank colleagues, staff, and administrators for your daily, generous helping of uncommon attention that truly makes a difference in the lives of our students and truly sets Finlandia apart. I thank faculty for your commitment to advance expansive learning that best prepares men and women for the 21st century workplace and world. I thank our Board of Trustees for stewarding well the vision and mission of this institution. And I thank you, the class of 2021, for all that you have brought to Finlandia, for making us a better place, for excelling in your discipline, for leading well, for competing proudly, and most of all, for staying the course. This I know. The world desperately needs Finlandia graduates May goodness, kindness, and courage mark your way in this world. Congratulations and welcome, everybody.
This past year has presented us with numerous challenges, one of which was the suspension of our annual honors banquet, which we actually had to suspend 2 years running. This year we decided to rectify that by honoring our honor award recipients here tonight. In order to do the honor, tonight Dr. Hilary Virtanen, Assistant Professor of Finnish and Nordic Studies, will be announcing the names of the award recipients. Hilary?
Hi, and congratulations, everybody. Each year, the Academic Achievement Committee selects students for special awards and scholarships that are presented, usually at a banquet, but instead we're doing it here. In most categories, students are nominated by faculty who recognize their outstanding academic achievement, community service, and personal fortitude in attaining their educational and personal goals. First, we'll announce the Virginia Fund Scholarship, which is awarded in memory of Mrs. Richard R. Smith, to a freshman woman who plans to continue as a student at Finlandia for the 2021 to 2022 academic year. The Virginia Fund Scholarship is awarded on the basis of academic achievement and overall contribution to campus life. So if the people are here who are winning it, please stand up as I call your name. This year's recipient is Stephanie Olala. Next is the Philip and Lorette Rupi Community Service Scholarship, which comes as a result of a gift from the Rupi family to commemorate the service of former Congressman Phil Rupi, a Houghton native, and his late wife, Lorette Rupi, who served as head of the Peace Corps and as ambassador to Norway. The scholarship is awarded to 2 students for their outstanding volunteer efforts in service to the college campus and the local community. It is with great pleasure that I present the Philip and Lorette Rupi Scholarship to Kylie Hopp, if you're here, and to Liam McCaig. The David Lauren Yokola Endowed Memorial Scholarship is awarded to a student of Finnish background from the Copper Country. The recipients of this scholarship will be returning for the fall 2021 semester with a minimum of sophomore standing and must show leadership, service to others, a caring attitude, and sisu. The recipients of the David Lauren Yokola Scholarship are, and we have 4 this year, please stand up if you're here, Miley Brooks, Kyle Forsman, Jillian Foster, and Yara Yunti. The Kenneth and Lois Seton Scholarship is awarded to a student who is a continuing junior or senior in a bachelor's degree program and is a Copper Country resident. The students receiving this award demonstrate high personal and scholastic standards, and this year we will be honoring Annie Miller and Mary Mills. The Samuel Westerman Scholarship for Nursing is awarded to upper-level nursing students from the Upper Peninsula who will be returning full-time to Finlandia in the fall 2021. The recipients must demonstrate financial need, be active in volunteer service to the university or community, and be in good academic standing. This year's recipients are Taylor Sari and Erica Tollefson. Next we have the Sisu Award. Sisu is what Finlandia students are all about. It is a Finnish word which roughly translates to personal fortitude, and college students need a lot of that. The Sisu Award is given to graduating students who have shown courage, fortitude, and perseverance in overcoming hardship to achieve academic and personal success. There are 5 recipients of this year's Sisu Award. So we have Daniela Gonzalez, Carolyn Kenwood, Taylor Paul, and Dylan Underwood. the Sampo Society. Membership in the Sampo Society is awarded to those graduating students whose academic success is highest and most well-rounded. The Sampo is a mysterious object, both mythical and magical, from the Kalevala, Finland's national epic. The Sampo provides unlimited benefits to its owner. In the Kalevala, it turns out wonderful things to eat, a full range of household supplies, and marvelous things to sell. We can imagine it as a mill fashioned by the master blacksmith, Sampo Ilmarinen, out of virtually nothing: the tip of the shaft of a swan's feather, the milk of a feral cow, a tiny ear of barley, and the fleece of a summer ewe. In the production of the Sampo, Ilmarinen worked tirelessly, casting earlier versions of his magical mill back into the forge to begin again until he created the final Sampo. He knew that he could do no better. In comparison to the Sampo, gold pieces are children's playthings and silver pieces are just a horse's jingling bells. The Sampo as an academic award, therefore, signifies the most important process in a college or university, forging something valuable out of those common but high-quality talents a student has, using even the smallest talent or skill to create a magical mill for a rich and satisfying life of lifelong learning. The Sampo is awarded to graduating students with a cumulative grade point average of 3.7 to 4.0 who have shown leadership, commitment, achievement, initiative, and involvement in the cultural and intellectual life of the campus and community. Membership into the Sampo Society is awarded to the following students, and please do stand when your name is called. Lillian Johnson, BBA in Management and Entrepreneurship. Abigail Kolick, BA in Criminal Justice. Ramona Kuhn, a BFA in Ceramics. Santeri Seppinen, a BBA in International Business. And Ethan St. Germain, a BBA in Accounting. So, congratulations to all of our award recipients.
Thank you, Dr. Virtanen. Congratulations to all. Okay, each year, Finlandia University's Academic Achievement Committee, in addition to selecting the award recipients announced tonight, also selects an outstanding student from the graduating class who has the dubious honor of delivering a speech at commencement. The student representative is recognized not only for his or her outstanding academic achievement, but also for his or her involvement on campus and in the community. This year's recipient, Ramona Kuhn, impressed the Academic Achievement Committee for these very reasons, and also because of her achievements outside of the classroom. Ramona came to Finlandia from St. Cloud, Minnesota. During her studies here, she achieved a 4.0 GPA, which is basically perfect. She also has participated in Finlandia's servant leadership programs, is a resident of the Koskela Servant Leadership House. She has participated in numerous community service programs, and in the spring of 2020, she studied abroad in Florence, Italy, for at least a few months, and I'm sure you'll hear a little bit about that tonight. Please give a warm welcome to this year's 2021 student representative, Ramona Kuhn. Ramona?
Thank you for that introduction, honestly. I'm just happy to have found the door to get up here and to not have tripped and fallen on my way up, because for those of you who know me, that would be very on brand. Anyway, it's obvious why I'm up here as part of being student representative. It's my job to give a speech. And when I first found out that I had this great honor, my response was, oh no. Oh no, I've got to give a speech now. And so I did what anyone does in my position. I turned to the sometimes helpful, but always reliable, open 24 hours a day, Google search engine. Yes. It didn't really help though. And all I gathered from my search was that I'm supposed to inspire you in some way. So, for the next 5 odd minutes or so, my goal is to not completely bore you and maybe inspire you along the way. So I thought long and hard as to what wisdom I could pass on to you as I reflected over the last 4 years. And I came up with a list, because I'm a sucker for a good list. I call it Things I Learned in College. But first, a disclaimer. The following views expressed are strictly subjective. The presenter is not responsible for any subsequent actions influenced by the following information. There is no guarantee that any of the following information will be useful. Use any and all advice at your own risk. Copyright 2021. Back to things I learned at college. Get help. It seems pretty obvious, and let me expand a little bit on that, but having a good work ethic and asking for help is a good philosophy that will get you through college and just life in general. The first part comes fairly easily to me. It's more so the second part that I tend to forget about, because let's be real, life happens, things don't go your way, and plans change. And then you end up in a place where you're like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, and if I should ask for help. Ask for help, because going through life alone is not fun, nor is it a crime. And more so, it doesn't mean you're weak. It just means that you're human. And when you've built strong relationships with those surrounding you, and they know that you're hardworking, they're typically more than willing to help you. So please make life easier for yourself and learn to get help. Before I go further, I want to give a shout out to those who have helped me over the years. So special thanks to my family, first and foremost. Denise Vandeville, Ginny Gessler, Phyllis Fredindahl, Tom Adolphs, Kenyon Hansen, Lindsay Hayden, Rick Laduha, Chris Cornish, Brian Maycomer, Kurt Haka, Rebecca Daly and team in the library, and Tammy Nicola, and everyone else and anyone who has supported and or encouraged me along the way over the last 4 years. I would not be up here without you, so thank you. Back to the things I learned in college. I'm not sure if you're ready for this one. It might come to you as a bit of a surprise, but here goes. Half of being an adult is faking it. Yeah. Everyone you think has it all figured out does not have it all figured out. And if they say they do, they're lying. So remember that. Whether they like it or not, at some point in time, they're making it up as they go. You've got to fake it till you make it. I for sure have done this when I've had to present my finished artwork, and it's really when the smile and nod routine really comes in handy. Yeah. And then you start saying things like, yes, that is how I intended for that to go. And since I'm being really honest, it's what I'm doing up here right now is talking to you. I'm pretending to be an above-average public speaker in hopes of becoming an above-average public speaker, but, I would settle for being a decent public speaker. That's besides the point. Oh, the things I learned at college. Now, the last thing was one I didn't have on my radar at all. I don't think any of you did. When you were thinking about what you'd learn at college. But boy, did we learn that going to school during a pandemic sucks. I was in Italy when this first broke out. So yeah, school and pandemic and chaos. Yeah. But anyway, this is not how we pictured getting our diploma, but here we are now. There's been more hurdles and struggles over the last year and a half than anyone would have dreamed of. But I believe that we'll come out of this stronger. COVID came with a lot of don'ts, Don't be in crowded areas, don't be within 6 feet of each other, and all these other precautions and restrictions that turned our lifestyles upside down. But it has also been a time to reset and reflect on how we want to spend our time. I, for one, have gotten to re-examine my priorities and make time for the things and people that truly matter. Not to mention the amount of compassion, grace, patience, and understanding I've been able to give, as well as receive, during the pandemic. As we move forward and off into the sunset, or really wherever it is you want to go next, Hawaii, I'm in. We'll be able to take the lessons learned and become people who are stronger, not because we lived through a pandemic, but because we supported each other through it. So as I wrap up my speech now and catch the attention of, those who have spaced out until this point, I hope that I didn't completely bore you with my rambling on, and I'll leave you with this. Congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
Thank you, Ramona. Okay, rounding out tonight's awards is the annual Faculty Award. Each year, the Finlandia University Board of Trustees nominates a faculty member for a Distinguished Teaching and Service Award. This year, in recognition of outstanding service to the Finlandia students throughout the course of this year and previous years, the Finlandia University Board of Trustees awards the Rising Star Faculty Award to Irina Sergeyeva, Assistant Professor of Nursing. You'll note that she is wearing a medallion, which is a symbol of the honor that she has been granted. Congratulations again, Irina. All right. Oh.
It is my honor to introduce Finlandia University's 2021 Commencement Keynote, Professor Phyllis Fredindahl. Her brief bio in our commencement program offers a glimpse only. The good ones, the really good ones, are those whose personhood leaves as deep an imprint on their learning community as do their professional pursuits in academe. And this is true for Phyllis. Phyllis is one of the really good ones. Her unwavering and soulish optimism, her welcoming and empathetic manner, her honest talk, her love of teaching, and her deep devotion to her craft and to her students are the things of personhood that come to mind for those who have had the privilege of working with her. This UP native and her work has earned the acclaim and admiration of a community of weavers, felt makers, and fabric designers that is international in scope. All the while, her sense of self, the world, and her art remain indelibly shaped by her life experiences with the people and the places of Michigan's Upper Peninsula. For 30 years, Phyllis fostered what we believe higher education is all about: enduring positive change in the way we think, act, and feel in the matters of the self, others, and the wider world. Thank goodness, Phyllis and Hanu are staying close in retirement. Even now, Phyllis is bringing her eye and handiwork to this historic auditorium as we imagine and design new window and stage curtains. Like her bio reads, artists never retire. And so join me then in welcoming this lover of looms and all things fiber, felt, and fashion, Professor Phyllis Fredindahl.
Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you, Philip. Thank you, President Johnson. Hello, graduates. Hello, beloved faculty. Hello, proud parents and grandparents, sisters and brothers, aunts and uncles, friends and family at home. And a special greeting to the families for whom this is the first commencement. I'm honored to be with each of you on this important occasion, marking your exceptional accomplishments at this extraordinary time. And it's been a long time since we've been able to come together. You are really a sight for sore eyes, really. So, Ramona, I see you're knitting there, which is great. You have my permission, please knit away. That's wonderful. You have to show it to me after, though. So, you each know what it has taken for you to get here. You've been carried on the shoulders of your family, your mentors, your coaches, the excellent student support staff here at Finlandia, and by each other. And I will say especially this past year and a half by your outstanding professors. This has been a unique challenge for each of them. None of us predicted this pandemic, nor anticipated its profound reach. We each remember the day last March when we learned that we were to finish the semester at a distance. Before that, you lived a normal college experience, and after that, everything has been affected by the pandemic. Ramona really hit the nail on the head, and certainly would not have gone to Italy had she known that she'd have to turn right around and come back. And through all of it, you have persisted, you each persisted, you have demonstrated extraordinary sisu at this most historic time. You can be especially proud of your work and your degree from Finlandia University this year. By virtue of your diploma and your Finlandia years, you have the distinct advantage of a connection to Finland. As you know, Finlandia was founded as Suomi College by Finnish immigrants in 1896. Much of Finland is similar in geography to the UP, so it was a comfortable place for Finnish immigrants to settle. Yet they were often discriminated against when they first arrived. They spoke a language that was unrelated to any of the other immigrants who came at that time, and they had distinctive cultural traditions like saunas and strange home remedies like cupping and odd food like squeaky cheese. Suomi College was established 125 years ago this year as a place for immigrants and their children to study and thrive here in Michigan and beyond. And of course, it has grown and evolved. Today, Finland is recognized around the world for its excellent education system, and at this point I am going to take a sip of water. Excuse me. And I know some of you are really thirsty too, I'm sorry. Okay. Just last month, the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network announced that for the 4th year in a row, Finland has been declared the happiest country in the world. Imagine that. If you've been to Finland, you may have noticed that as a people, they're not necessarily outwardly jovial. So when, and I read that when the pandemic started and health officials began recommending 2 meters of social distance, Finns joked, can't we keep to the usual 4 meters? Right? So what is this happiness designation really about? It's based on interviews of over 350,000 people around the world measuring citizens' sense of well-being. Perhaps the term contentment or even security would be a more accurate word for Finns. One of the questions posed in the interviews was about trust. If you lost your wallet, would you expect that it would be returned to you? It happened to me in Finland in July of 2019 when we were visiting my husband's family. It involved lunch, a coin purse, no pockets, a bike ride, a swim, another bike ride, blueberry sorbet, which was really wonderful, fresh, really delicious stuff, no pockets, no coin purse, a breathless search, and finally, the discovery of the precious pouch with all my IDs, my credit card, and cash that had been there 2 hours before where I had left it. But it was put in a safe storage place by an unknown, trustworthy Finn. Finns are trusty. And by and large, they trust their institutions. They have universal health care, free higher education, extensive paid family leave after a child is born, and a long history of gender equality. Even the Finnish language fosters gender equity. The word for he or she is the same word. It is han. Can everybody say that? Han, han, han. A ready-made gender-neutral pronoun. I wonder, does language shape philosophy, or does philosophy shape language? Now, there's a thesis topic for those of you going on for your master's, perhaps. Finland was among the first nations in the world to grant women the right to vote, and it was the first nation to let women stand for office in the very first parliamentary election, and that was 1907. And 19 women were elected at that time to the parliament. It was the very first parliament, and they have had a parliamentary government ever since. Last year marked 100 years since American women, after the long, long fight, were given the right to vote by the 19th Amendment to the Constitution. But as we've learned, not all women were assured the right to vote at that time. It took until August of 1965, when President Lyndon Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act, that discrimination against citizens based on race at the polls was ended. We all know how important it is in a democracy for everyone to be able to vote. So I hope when you leave here this week, if you're moving to a new community, students, graduates, you'll be sure to get registered to vote. Learn about local issues and your local representatives. You may even be able to get involved in civic work. As a Finlandia graduate, you can be a servant leader wherever you are. But back to Finland. My husband Hannu was born in Helsinki. I'm going to share a bit of history through his mother's memories. How many of you took Dr. Virtanen's History and Culture of Finland course? Okay, many of you. So you know that unlike today, Finland has not always been a safe and secure place. Hannu's parents were early teenagers, 12 and 13 years old, when the Soviet Union invaded Finland in 1939. Amazingly, Finland was able at that time to stop and push back the Soviet army in what became known as the Winter War. As part of the Moscow Peace Treaty written in March of 1940, the Soviet Union established an army base in the town of Hanko, which is at the southwestern tip of Finland, where Hannu's mother was attending school. So that area had to be evacuated, and her education was interrupted. She moved to live with relatives in the middle of the country to continue her schooling. That did not last long. World War II raged on in Europe and around the world, and there was a continuation war in Finland. Her parents had moved to Helsinki, and she joined them there. Everyone who could work did work, and she was 15. It was 1942. Towards the end of the war, in February 1944, Soviet planes bombed Helsinki on 3 heavy nights, spaced 10 days apart. She recalled walking from the bus to her workplace, which was the Postipankki, in the heart of Helsinki, past buildings still burning from the bombings the night before. How did she have the courage to persist? She had to. The work did not stop. They worked 6 days a week. Even young women and girls had to keep working because all of the capable men were at the front. Women kept the country going. But through all of this trauma, she had a fond memory. The supervisor in the bank office encouraged the young women to sing with him while they worked. It helped bring some light into that terrifying time. You each have found ways to carry yourselves through this challenging time, which has been compared by some to wartime. You've worked and persisted and carried on, and things are getting better, vaccine by vaccine. We have not been able to sing or dance together, but we eventually will, won't we, Ramona? Yes, we will. All right. Ramona took our social dance class a couple of years ago. That was so awesome. And when we do, won't it be precious? There are so many stories I wish I had had the wisdom to draw out from my grandparents and my parents. My grandmothers each lived through the pandemic of 1918, but I never asked them about it. If you have the chance, this is a little advice from an old lady, if you have a chance to sit with your elders, maybe a grandparent or a great aunt or uncle, in the coming weeks or months, as we are able, gradually and safely, to begin to spend time together, I encourage you to ask them to share something they remember. Perhaps you can prompt them with a question about their school, or their teachers, or their parents. Some of you may remember the memory map workshop in the UNS class freshman year. You could ask them to draw a place where they spent some time, or where they have a nice memory. There's something about making marks on paper that can bring forth storytelling. And I think you'll be glad you spent the time with them, and I know that they will be grateful for your attention. It took me many years to complete my bachelor's degree, true confession here. Between the academic years, I had interesting and not so interesting jobs, like working in a corn canning factory one season and harvesting tobacco in Wisconsin, driving a taxi cab in Madison, roofing houses in Minnesota, and even as a parts picker in a John Deere warehouse as a member of the United Auto Workers. I'm telling you this because you may find that your life experiences do not take you directly to your calling, but they will enrich you and give you material for your novel. So take notes. Okay. July 1st of this year will mark 30 years since my career began at Suomi College. And it started because I had volunteered my time in a community project to establish an art center here in Hancock. I had earned my BFA degree after many years and moved back to the area. At that time, there were no galleries or spaces where artists gathered, but there was an arts council that sponsored special events through the year, and they met monthly. They had started talking about the need for an art center. I was all in. One of the other people working on the project was the man who was soon to become the next president of Suomi College, Dr. Robert Ubalodi. After we had worked together for a couple of months, distributing surveys in the community and looking at potential sites for the Arts Center in Hancock, he told me about a new position that Suomi College would be advertising for gallery director and assistant to the Heritage Center director, half-time. Dr. Ubalodi suggested that I apply for the job, and I did. I would not have known about it were it not for my volunteer work. And I'm happy to report that next year, the Community Arts Center at the corner of Quincy and Tezcuco Streets, right down there in Hancock, will celebrate 30 years. So the seed we planted has flourished. If you have a chance to volunteer in a community project that you are interested in, it could lead to something rich and fulfilling, even to meaningful work. Your vocation. I loved the gallery work at the Heritage Center and learning about the Finnish American Historical Archives. But I found my true vocation after 2 years on the job when I was invited by the then head of the art department, John Brookhouse, to teach a couple of classes. An instructor had requested a 2-year leave of absence. Can you imagine that? And he granted it to her. On my first day in the classroom, teaching color and composition, I knew this was what I was born to do. And then just a couple of years later, I had the opportunity to help develop the first 4-year programs at Suomi, Art and Design and Business. Because of that, I was able to travel to Finland with a team to establish our partnership with the Kuopio Academy of Craft and Design. As a weaver and fiber artist, I felt right at home there. The place was full of looms and wonderful fiber-related people. It was fabulous. Although I have to say, as a big smiley American, it was an adjustment. My instinct is to smile at people as I approach them on the street or in a hallway, and Finns do not reflexively smile back. It's just not in their nature. They have inner happiness. So the Kuopio Academy had been founded as a weaving school in the 1880s and had grown into a full art and design school. I had several opportunities to travel there, even to teach for a month as a visiting professor. It was a wonderful time. And through the years here, I have had incredibly generous and dear colleagues and delightful, dynamic students. Perhaps you already found your vocation before you enrolled at Finlandia. Or you found it through an internship or volunteer work as part of your curriculum. When it happens, you will know. And if you're not sure and are still searching, take heart. Listen to yourself and don't try to please others in the pursuit of your career. It is your life, and you deserve rewarding, meaningful work. My hope is that this time of masking and social distancing will make us more appreciative of each other, more willing and able to come together and when we can. Please keep making eye contact. When you can, talk to a stranger. Help someone who needs it. Find joy in the moment. Smile, laugh, get outside. And give yourself some quiet time each day to reflect. In closing, I want to acknowledge the enlightening series of lectures by 5 Suomi College of Arts and Sciences professors and Pastor Sarah this spring in conjunction with the campus read by Ibram X. Kendi. I attended each of the illuminating anti-racist open classroom lectures via Zoom, one of the advantages of Zoom. Along with most of us in this country, I am in the process of relearning our history, as this pandemic has made the inequities in healthcare, housing, education, employment, food security, and especially social justice issues in this country glaringly evident. I lived in Minneapolis for 10 years as an adult, most of them just blocks away from where George Floyd was murdered this last May. As you may have heard, the Minneapolis Chief of Police, Medaria Arradondo, graduated from Suomi College in 1987 with a degree in criminal justice. He, as the world knows, he led the great number of senior officers in his department who stood up and testified for the prosecution of their former fellow officer. Social change comes slowly, but it can be accelerated by troubled times like these. This year has been one of profound reckoning for this country, shocked into awareness by that terrible act and many others. As the Canadian poet-songwriter Leonard Cohen wrote, that's how the light gets in. Ring the bells that still can ring, forget your perfect offering. There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in. This pandemic has caused a massive crack, but there's light coming in from all sides. And you are graduating into that light. You will leave this commencement, this beginning today, prepared for a project that engages and challenges you the rest of your wonderful life. Oh, goodness. There's so much to celebrate. I hope that you will plant a seed and nurture it. I hope that you will find someone to mentor. I hope that as soon as you are able, you'll start connecting with others. Be kind. Look people in the eyes. Talk to strangers. Offer help to others, and don't be afraid to ask for help, as Ramona pointed out. Stay in touch with each other and with your professors. They will love to hear from you. You have a strong network here. Rely on it. And I hope that you will continue to think critically, yet act with kindness. that you'll take care of yourself, yet be generous with your time and your talents and your praise of others. You will undoubtedly get more than you give. Let the light in. Thank you.
Will all associate degree candidates please stand? Mr. President, these students have completed all requirements for the associate degree, and I am pleased to present them to you at this time for the conferring of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Finlandia University Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the associate degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
You may be seated. Will all bachelor degree candidates please stand? Mr. President, these students have completed all requirements for the bachelor's degree, and I am pleased to present them to you at this time for the conferring of the degree.
By the authority vested in me by the Finlandia University Board of Trustees, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon each of you the bachelor degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto.
You may be seated. Will rows 1 and 2 please come forward? You will be ushered to the stage. Nope. Follow your usher. You can tell this is a new setting. As you all come forward, you will enter the stage on my right. You will come forward. We are not hugging, we are not shaking hands, we are still socially distancing, but fist bumps and elbow bumps are okay. Tonight I will be announcing all names of our graduates, whether they're able to be with us or not. And this is primarily because we are live streaming, so we have families and graduates from around the world, actually, watching. And so we would like to celebrate all of our graduates. Graduates, please remember to stay socially distanced. The nurse in me comes out. Okay. The Associate of Applied Science and Criminal Justice, Michael John Bittinger, he is unfortunately not present. I won't say that every time. Now we're going to launch the walkers. Associate in Applied Science, Physical Therapist Assistant, Megan Rose Burton, magna cum laude. Pick up a cover. Yes, one piece of instructions I forgot. Be sure to pick up your cover as you come by. Rachel Ann Hadia, I'll get it. Maya Elise Hask, magna cum laude, Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society. Joe Hainanen. Ellie Jean Costomo. Caitlin Rose Lundeen, magna cum laude. Jamie Christine McFarlane, magna cum laude. Victoria Ann Nagy, cum laude. Taylor Ann Paul, cum laude. Matthew Leonard Peterson. Abigail Senia Roth, magna cum laude. Kristen Elizabeth Stacy. Associate General Studies, Madeline Johnson. Marin Yusuda. Bachelor of Science, Biology, Benjamin Loya, Jr. Bachelor of Arts, Criminal Justice, Bryant Allen Bouchard. Austin Romello Green. Victoria Ann Illig, cum laude. Abigail Rose Colick, cum laude, Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society, and Sampo Society. Elijah Colby Ingerson Marshall. Parker J. Schilling, magna cum laude. Jacob Thomas Would rows 3 and 4 come forward, please? Bachelor of Arts, English, Brenna Lynn Siegler. Bachelor of Arts, Psychology. Bachelor of Arts, Liberal Studies, Finnish and Nordic Studies in English. Seth Randall Dahl, magna cum laude, Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society. Harold Allen Noble. Bachelor of Arts, Psychology. Kendall Marie Kaufman. Daniela Gonzalez. Cassandra Raylene Lopez. Samantha Jean Lutz. William Clay Thompson. Bachelor of Arts, Sociology, Jessica Leslie Ramirez. Bachelor of Business Administration, Accounting, Harley Jade Castor. Rebecca Lynn Showers. Ethan St. Germain, magna cum laude, Sampo Society. Will rows 5 and 6 come forward, please? Bachelor of Business Administration and Healthcare Management, Sarah Bendex. Erica Lambert. Caitlin Marie Richardson. Bachelor of Business Administration, International Business, Santeri Juhani? I'm looking at my Finnish friends. Seppänen, magna cum laude, Sampo Society. Bachelor of Business Administration, Management and Entrepreneurship, Connor Stephen Bates, cum laude. Devante Ray Fleming. Nicholas William Geiser. Congratulations. Lillian Elaine Johnson, summa cum laude and Sampo Society. Nathaniel Robert Johnson, cum laude. Sawyer Lee Merle, cum laude. Okay. Oh. Who are we missing? Oh. Marketing? Okay. I'm like, wait a minute, I'm out of order here. Bachelor of Business Administration Marketing, Megan Lynn Kraft. Okay, now will row 7, 8, and 9 come on up. Okay, we'll resume with the Bachelor's of Business Administration Marketing. Julia Myra Nordstrom, summa cum laude. Dylan Thomas Underwood. Bachelor of Business Administration Sports Management, Connor Hannon, magna cum laude. Joseph Edward Illig, cum laude. Ronnie Keener. Ashton Knutson, magna cum laude. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Ceramics, Ramona Deborah Rose Kuhn, magna cum laude, Sampo Society. Congratulations. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Graphic Design, Emma Lee Mackey. Bachelor of Fine Arts, Intermedia, Carolyn Elise Kenwood, cum laude, Alpha Lambda Delta Honor Society. Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Jody Lee Baton, Madeline May Ball, cum laude. Taylor Thomas Benetti. Shayla Christine Cornish, cum laude, Sampo Society. Elizabeth Joy Hogley. Hannah Nicole Hendra. Carolyn J. Karanimi? No? Allison Solka. As Allison makes the way to her seat, I don't know if you noticed, but on their left shoulder, the nursing students were wearing a nursing pin. This is granted to nursing students after they complete their studies in honor of entering a very humble and caring profession. So, congratulations. Will all graduates please rise? Turn to the audience, and at this time, you may take your tassel and turn it from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2021. Will everyone please rise for the benediction?
Now as our commencement ceremonies come to a close, for all of you, may God go before you to lead you, be behind you to encourage you. May God be above you to watch over you, below you to lift you up, beside you to befriend you, and may God be within you to give you peace. Amen.
This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of peace for lands afar and mine. This is my hope, the country where my heart is. Here are my hopes, my dreams, my holy shrine. But other hearts in other lands are beating with hopes and dreams as true